I've looked at T-Mobile and AT&T Black Friday deals, and they don't appear to have any iPad offers. And finally, to wrap up all the deals for this episode, Apple released their Black Friday Specials webpage just as I started to record this show, and here's what they're offering for iPad purchases this weekend only. Hello, and welcome to episode 86 of the Aviation News Talk podcast, where we talk about general aviation. I'm Max Trescott, and usually on this show I share news and pilot tips to help keep you safe when you're out there flying. But today we're going to have a little fun and try to save you some money in the process on pilot gear such as headsets, Apple iPads, aviator watches, sunglasses, training courses, and electronic flight bag apps like ForeFlight. Now, we're not going to be able to save you 50%, but for example, I did find 3 different ways that you can save up to 33% when you renew the ForeFlight app, which many pilots use. And many of these deals run through Monday, November 25th, and some run through the end of 2018. So if you didn't get to listen to this episode on Friday, don't despair. You may still be able to get some of these savings. Plus, if you don't have time to listen to the entire show, you can find a summary of all these Black Friday deals in the show notes. To get to the show notes, just go to aviationnewstalk.com, or if you're using the Apple Podcast app on an iPhone or iPad, just touch on the artwork at the top. And if you're using our free dedicated app for Aviation News Talk, just slide your finger up from the bottom of the screen. And if you're using the app, you probably already received a push notification from us telling you about this special Black Friday edition of the show. Now, if you don't have the app and you'd like an occasional notification on your phone when there is something interesting happening, get the free app. Just download it from the App Store as you would for any other app for your phone. In the App Store, just search for Aviation News Talk. That's 3 separate words, and download the app. You'll find it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store for Android phones. And if you're hearing Aviation News Talk podcast for the first time, please click the subscribe button in your podcast player so that in the future, new shows will be downloaded automatically to your smartphone. For example, last week in episode 85, we talked about secrets for making a good short field landing. So if you didn't hear it, please check it out. And for listeners outside the United States, let me briefly explain that Black Friday is an informal name for the day following Thanksgiving in the United States, which is the 4th Thursday of November. And Black Friday has always been regarded as the beginning of the country's Christmas shopping season. Now, Cyber Monday, which is the following Monday, was created in 2005 by marketing companies who were trying to encourage people to shop online. Hence, here in America, well, we're now totally primed to expect great deals on just about everything on Black Friday, which is the day we're releasing this episode, and also on Cyber Monday, which is just a few days later. Okay, let's get to some of the deals. We have deals here for many popular pilot items, including the ForeFlight app, discounts on iTunes gift cards, which you can use to buy any app in the Apple App Store, Apple iPads, on which you can run ForeFlight or other popular electronic flight bags, Garmin Aviation watches, the Garmin InReach satellite communicator, and even panel-mounted avionics if you're planning to upgrade the avionics in your aircraft. We've also found discounts on headsets from Lightspeed and Bose, Ray-Ban sunglasses, training programs from King Schools and Sporties, and the IFR training DVDs from pilotsafety.org. And of course, you can buy any of these now and give them as Christmas gifts to your favorite pilot or flight instructor, or you can just spoil yourself and enjoy one of these cool items you've always wanted to get, but now you can get it for less. By the way, for a few of these items, I've linked to Amazon.com where you'll pay the same price for the Black Friday special, and for which I'll earn a small commission from Amazon. If you choose to do that, hey, I thank you very much. But for the vast majority of these deals, I'm not earning anything for telling you about them. But if you want to send me a small thank you, visit our Patreon site at aviationnewstalk.com/awesome and sign up as a supporter. All right, let's get to some of these deals for Garmin watches. Now, for most of these products, I'm not going to talk about them in detail, but for this first one, I'm going to because you're probably not familiar with them, and it's a pretty darn cool product. And I'm talking about the aviator watches from Garmin. I think you're going to be amazed by all the features that are packed into these watches. As I said, I'm not intimately familiar with them as I don't own one, but I certainly would like to. Well, let's talk about the top of the line watch, which is the Garmin D2 Delta PX Titanium with titanium band. This watch, of course, has a built-in GPS, as you would expect from anything that comes from Garmin, and it's the only Garmin watch model that has a pulse oximeter sensor that tracks blood oxygen saturation. It works by using light beams up against your wrist to determine the percentage of hemoglobin in your bloodstream and to show your body's oxygen saturation level. And of course, the O2 saturation level depends upon a number of factors, including your overall health, breathing rate, and activity level, and of course, your altitude if you're wearing it in the airplane. The picture that we're using for this episode shows the watch with the oximeter display selected. Now, the Apple Podcast app doesn't display the picture, so if you're using that app, you're not going to see it. But if you're using any other podcast players or our dedicated app, you're going to go ahead and see the picture with that display. In addition to the pulse oximeter, some of the aviation functions in this watch include dynamic color mapping, next route weather, airport data, automatic flight logging, alerts, connectivity with select avionics, and smart notifications as part of the sport watch functions that display wrist-based heart rate, activity profiles, fitness tracking, and more. You can also store and play up to 500 songs and connect with Bluetooth-enabled audio panels and headsets. Battery performance is up to 20 days in smartwatch mode and 18 hours in GPS plus oximeter mode, depending upon the settings. Now, this watch, the D2 Delta PX Aviator, has a built-in worldwide airport database. It also has 2 dedicated buttons, one for direct to and the other for nearest airports. So you can use it to fly straight to a waypoint of your choice or to find the nearest airport if you need to land quickly. Now, the watch also has a full-color moving map. That really blows me away. I think that's cool because you can watch your flight path in relation to nearby nav aids, airports, intersections, and other surface features. So think of that, a full-color moving map on your watch. Now, it's not going to have the same kind of resolution you've come to expect on an iPhone or something like that, but still, it's great to have a map on your wrist, I would imagine. It can also give you G1000-like HSI course needle to your destination, and it's easy to pan and zoom the moving map to expand your view of airports, waypoints, weather activity, and so on. Plus, you can even create custom user waypoints. So you can, for example, mark your house or some other landmark that you want to fly over on a regular basis. Now, for updates on the weather, the D2 Delta PX works wirelessly with your compatible smartphone. You can access location-based METARs, TAFs, that way you'll get information like winds, visibility, precipitation, cloud cover, and so on. And they've got a quick hotkey shortcut, which is pressing the direct to and the down keys simultaneously, and that brings up high-resolution radar graphics, in other words, next-rad radar that's overlaid on the moving map. So you can easily access the data you need for weather trend awareness and for pre-flight decision-making. Now, like most GPSs, the D2 Delta PX watch displays data fields that you can customize so you can actually view the data that's most important to you. So, for example, you can choose to display the current GPS ground speed, GPS track, a distance between waypoints and airports, estimated time en route, bearing, glide ratio, and other flight parameters. It also has an altitude alerting function that can be set to notify you when you're reaching or deviating from a pre-selected altitude. There's also a stopwatch function for timing approaches, and they have vibration alerts to let you know if you've drifted off course or you've reached your desired altitude. And there's a barrel-based configurable O2 altitude alert feature that'll vibrate to remind you when supplemental oxygen is required. So I would imagine that's when you reach 12,500 feet or 14,000 feet. There are also various other timer functions with vibrating alerts that activate when it's time to switch fuel tanks or perform other time-critical tasks. And the cost of this watch, well, it's about the same as a really nice noise-canceling headset that you might buy. The current price is $1,249, but Garmin is offering a $100 mail-in rebate if you buy one before December 28th, 2018, and mail in the rebate form before January 25th, 2019. And that brings the total price down to $1,149. Now, in the show notes, you'll find a link where you can buy the watch and a separate link to the rebate form, which you'll have to print out and mail in. Now, if that version of the watch is a little pricey for you, I have links available for 2 other versions, which are less expensive. Now, if you're willing to forego the pulse oximeter function, you can buy a version of the watch that came out a year earlier. That watch available also has the same titanium band, and instead of being called the Garmin D2 Delta, it's the D2 Charlie Aviator watch. It's about $270 cheaper at $979, and that same $100 rebate applies, which brings the cost of that version down to $879. Now, my understanding is that most of the aviation features are similar between the newer D2 Delta and the older D2 Charlie, though there's some non-aviation features that differ, so you may want to research the differences if you're thinking about buying the older model. And finally, you can also buy this older Garmin D2 Charlie with a leather band, and that will save you another $130. That version lists for $749. The same $100 mail-in rebate applies, and that brings the cost down to $649. And you'll find links to all 3 of these watches on our website at aviationnewstalk.com and in the show notes. And don't forget to download the $100 mail-in rebate form. Now, there are a couple of other Garmin portable products with Black Friday specials. If you're interested in shooting video in the cockpit while simultaneously tracking your GPS position, well, you may already be familiar with the Garmin Verb. That's VIRB. The Garmin Verb Ultra 30. It shoots video in Ultra HD 4K format at 30 frames per second, and it's got a built-in 1 3/4-inch touchscreen display that you can see what's being recorded as you're recording. Now, here's my favorite feature. It includes 3-axis image stabilization, so that's going to smooth out the bumps and give you more steady video than you might have otherwise. It also includes a headset audio cable, so you can overlay the cockpit conversation and ATC audio on the video, and a prop filter to remove prop blur from the video. Plus, it captures your GPS position, attitude, speed, and more, and it overlays it all on the video. The deal, which applies if you buy the Garmin Verb Ultra 30 with the Aviation bundle only, if you buy that before December 28th, 2018, mail in the rebate form before January 25th, 2019, you get a $50 mail-in rebate. Purchase price normally lists at $499. The mail-in rebate brings this down to $449. You can also get that same $50 mail-in rebate on the Era 660. Now, that's a portable Garmin GPS that sells normally for $749. The rebate brings it down to $699. Now, B&H Photo is also offering a rebate on the Garmin InReach Explorer Plus satellite communicator. This includes a built-in GPS and a satellite transceiver that lets you send and receive text messages via satellite if you have a subscription. It can also be used to send SOS signals to their 24/7 monitoring center in case you have an emergency. Now, normally this device lists for $449.99, but B&H is offering this for $50 off on Black Friday. That brings your cost down to $399.99. You get that price at the time of purchase because there's no mail-in rebate required. All right, let's talk now about ForeFlight, which is certainly the most popular electronic flight bag app here in the U.S. My recollection is you can download the app in the Apple App Store and try it for free for 30 days, and then you can buy various versions of the product inside the app. There are several different versions of ForeFlight. Now, the basic Plus version sells for $99.99, and they describe that as all the essentials for VFR and IFR flying. The Pro version sells for $199.99, and it adds safety and situational awareness features such as georeference charts. So when you're flying an instrument approach, you can see your position at that moment superimposed right on top of the instrument chart. I really like that feature. It also includes synthetic vision. And finally, the Performance Plus version sells for just under $300 at $299.99, and it includes detailed aircraft performance profiles and a number of other advanced features. Let's talk about the Black Friday Cyber Monday deal, which runs through Monday, November 26, 2018. Now, this promo is not valid for renewals of existing plan levels. That is, if you already have a ForeFlight subscription and you're not interested in moving up to a higher plan, you cannot use this promo that I'm about to talk about. But there are other things you can use, so stick with me here for a few more minutes. So this promo, just to be clear, is for people who don't have a ForeFlight subscription and want to buy a new one, or for people who have a subscription and they want to upgrade to a higher level plan. So for you folks, you can get 13 months for the price of 12 on a new ForeFlight subscription or on any upgrade of your existing subscription now through Monday. To get this promo, you have to go to foreflight.com/buy, that's lowercase b-u-y, and use the promo code FLYDAY18, which is in all caps, FLYDAY 18. Now, you can only use that promo by going out to the website. You can't access this deal through the app. So again, go out to foreflight.com/buy to get the promo, and you'll find a link in our show notes. By the way, if you want to buy a gift certificate for ForeFlight so you can give it to a friend of yours who's a pilot, for example, or to your favorite flight instructor, go out to foreflight.com/buy/gift/hashtag. There's no discount available. You're going to pay full price. Certificates are available for $100, $200, and $300. And of course, that roughly matches the price levels for the 3 different versions of ForeFlight. Now, here's a way that you can save money on ForeFlight or on any other app that you might buy in the Apple App Store. So, for example, you could use this if you're buying ForeFlight, Garmin Pilot, WingX, or any other app in the App Store. And the way you can do this is by buying an iTunes gift card at a discount. And I've searched all the Black Friday specials, and I have found these places where you can buy an iTunes gift card at a discount. Walmart is offering a $50 iTunes card for $40. Now, that's a 20% discount on purchases you make through the Apple App Store. Target stores, you know them, the ones with the big red bullseye logo. Target stores have a buy one, get one 30% off on the second card that you buy. So that works out to a 15% discount when you average the discount across the two cards that you would have to buy. And it appears to me that you can get that deal regardless of the amount of the iTunes gift card that you buy. It could be a $50 card or $100 card or whatever. And finally, if you're a member of Costco, they're offering a $100 iTunes gift card for $15 off, which works out to be a 15% discount, though there is a limit of 2 iTunes gift cards per member. Of course, you have to be a member to shop at Costco. Now, you may have to go into the Walmart, Target, or Costco stores to get these discounted iTunes cards. I just really don't know. But some of them might be offering them in their online stores, so you may want to check that out as well. Now, the absolute best discount I know for ForeFlight, it's the way that I renew my ForeFlight subscription every year, is I get a 33% discount on whatever version of ForeFlight I happen to have. And by the way, I use it to buy a more expensive version of ForeFlight than I might otherwise buy. And that brings my price down reasonably close to the price I would pay for the version I might otherwise have chosen if the discount weren't available to me. Now, this discount is a no-brainer if you're a flight instructor, because to get this discount, you have to be a member of SAFE. That's the Society of Aviation and Flight Aviators, which is a professional society for flight instructors. It costs $45 a year to belong to SAFE, and I always encourage all flight instructors to join SAFE. By the way, membership in SAFE also gives you a free subscription to Flying Magazine. Now, that's going to save you $14 a year right there. And you get discounts from many other apps and also products of interest to pilots if you're a member of SAFE. Also, they have an online resource center that has a number of educational materials, and they offer CFI liability insurance, which I recommend all CFIs get. So there are lots of benefits by joining SAFE. Just go out to safepilots.org to join, and once you're a member, you can get a 33% discount on ForeFlight as well as discounts on other products as well, too. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about headsets. First, let's talk about Lightspeed. I've owned Lightspeed headsets for close to 20 years, and they're one of my favorite products, and I'm out there using them 5 to 6 days a week when I'm teaching in airplanes. Lightspeed is offering a deal now through December 24th, 2018. So if you buy before Christmas, they will give you $150 off if you buy 2 Lightspeed ANR headsets at the same time. Plus, if you buy additional headsets beyond that, they'll give you another $75 off for each additional headset that you purchase. You'll find this offer on their website at lightspeedaviation.com. Just enter the promo code MHSD, that's Mike Hotel Sierra Delta, all capital letters, at checkout to get the savings. In addition, you can find this promo on the Lightspeed website, as well as that of some of the retailers and online stores that specialize in aviation also have this same promotion. Let's talk about Bose. A lot of pilots like Bose headsets, and just before I went to record this episode, a Black Friday special for Bose Aviation headsets showed up on their website. The offer is valid until January 5th, 2019, though it says limited quantities. The offer is for the Bose A20 Aviation headset, which sells for between $995 and $1,095, depending upon whether or not it includes Bluetooth. Now, it appears that you can get this Black Friday special for all the versions of the A20 that are being sold. And if you purchase one, you'll get a free SoundLink Revolve speaker, which they say is a $199.95 value. And if you buy additional A20 headsets in the same cart transaction, you'll receive a discount of 10% on the additional headsets you buy. So that would be around $100 per model, depending upon the model that you have. And I'll have a link to that in the show notes. In addition, Bose is offering a Black Friday special on their very popular QuietComfort 35 Series 2 wireless headsets with noise canceling. Now, these are the headsets that you often will see passengers wearing when you're flying on the airline flights as a passenger. These headsets don't have a microphone, so you're unlikely to want to use this in the cockpit when you're flying, but you might want one for when you're flying as a passenger on the airlines, or you might want to give it as a Christmas gift to someone in your family. The list price is $350, but Bose is offering a Black Friday discount of $50, which brings your price down to $299. And I've included a link in the show notes where you can buy the QC35. Let's talk about sunglasses now. Pilots all need sunglasses to protect their eyes when they're flying, and I always think sunglasses are more expensive than I want to pay for, and they never seem to last as long as I think they should. So I try to treat mine very carefully, and I like to buy them at a discount when I can. For years, I've used Ray-Ban sunglasses, and I used to buy them through Costco, though the last time I needed a new pair, they didn't have the larger aviator version of the Ray-Ban sunglasses, so I had to get something else. But if you like Ray-Ban sunglasses and want to buy a pair, the company is offering a special Black Friday discount of 20% off on all models of the sunglasses if you buy them through their online website. I found out about this discount via an email from the company, and it says 20% off any online order or on specialized selected items up to 50% off at ray-ban.com. They say the promotion is valid through Monday, November 26, 2018. Now, let's talk about some training materials that you can buy. PilotSafety.org produces a number of training DVDs. They're offering a Black Friday discount on their IFR Mastery DVD course, which they say has 4 hours of tips to make you better and safer in single-pilot IFR. That course normally sells for $149, but you can get $50 off if you use the promo code TURKEY, which is in all lowercase, TURKEY. And also, they're offering another discount. The owner, CFI Gary Reeves, teaches 3-day clinics in Texas, which are a combination of ground instruction and flight instruction in a Cessna 206. The clinics normally cost $2,900, but you can get $500 off that 3-day program if you book it on their website. And if you use, again, the same promo code TURKEY in all lowercase, that's at pilotsafety.org, and they're just offering that for a limited number of seats, so they could run out on that deal possibly. King Schools, everybody knows John and Martha King. They are offering a special. You can get 20% off on every King course available now through 8 p.m. Wednesday, November the 28th, 2018. They say, please use the code Pumpkin Pie. That's all capital letters, Pumpkin Pie, while you are checking out online. You can order their courses at kingschools.com or call 800-854-1001, and one of their representatives will be happy to assist you. Now let's talk about Sporties. Everybody knows Sporties. They are also offering discounts on a number of items, including 2 of their popular training courses. These are listed as deal of the day, so it's possible they expire on Black Friday. I really don't know, so you want to jump on these offers quickly if you're interested. The Sporties Deluxe Learn to Fly course kit is normally $430.02, but you can get 25% off on Black Friday, which knocks the price down to $322.51. So that's going to save you $108. The same deal is also being offered on Sporty's Deluxe Instrument Rating Kit. It's normally $479.52, but 25% off on Black Friday brings it down to $359.64. Now, for both of these courses, there are 2 different versions, one of which includes DVDs, and the other of which is described as the online and app version. So make sure you get the version that you want if you choose to order this. Now let's talk about Seattle Avionics. They are offering a lifetime subscription on some of their apps. So, for example, FlyQ EFB, which is their electronic flight bag app. It's available for a lifetime price of $299 if you want just VFR data, and for $449, again, lifetime price for VFR and IFR data. However, the deal is limited to the first 300 buyers. They do note, by the way, that in the unlikely event the FAA begins charging per-user fees or significantly increases the fees they charge us, we'll have to pass this cost on to you in the form of a small annual fee. We guarantee that any such supplemental fee will be just enough to cover the new FAA charges, so will still be far less than a normal subscription. Now, I received this offer in an email, and the email included a link that takes you to a website for which they've already inserted my email address, and I haven't found a version of this web page anywhere on their website. So I think the best way to get this deal, if you're interested, is to phone Seattle Avionics at 425-806-0249 and ask for the lifetime deal on FlyQ EFB. Seattle Avionics is also offering lifetime subscriptions for a number of their other products. So if you use, for example, Seattle Avionics charts on a Bendix King X-View Touch, a Bendix King KSN 770, a Dynon product, or an Aspen product, you want to contact them about these Black Friday deals that they're offering. Many of those deals are limited to just the first 100 buyers or the first 300 buyers. Let's talk about Garmin again very briefly. They have a number of special offers for pilots who are upgrading the avionics panels in their aircraft. Now, I don't have time to go through all the details here, but most of these programs run through either December 28th or December 31st, depending upon the program. So you have lots of time to read through the programs and see if one of them is right for you. Briefly, if you have a Garmin G500 or G600 display in your aircraft, you can trade in that original system and receive a $2,000 credit toward the purchase of a new 10.6-inch G500 TXI or a $3,000 credit toward the purchase of a new 10.6-inch G600 TXI. Or if you don't already have a G500 or G600, you can get a $500 or $750 rebate with the purchase of either the G500 TXI or G600 TXI. And I think these are touchscreen versions of the earlier display. Now, if you currently own a Garmin GNS 430 or 530, either with or without WAS, you can get big credits toward the purchase of new GTN 650 or GTN 750 touchscreen navigators. Trading credits range from between $2,000 and $5,000, depending upon which unit you're trading in and whether you're purchasing the GTN 650 or the GTN 750 touchscreen navigator. And if you'd like to put a new autopilot in your airplane, through December 28th, 2018, customers can receive a $500 mail-in rebate if they purchase a GFC 500 or a $1,000 mail-in rebate with a purchase of the GFC 600 advanced autopilots. And if you're thinking about upgrading your transponder, well, their GTX 335 ADS-B out transponder meets all the minimum ADS-B requirements, and it's available at a special promotional price of $2,995 through the end of 2018. Okay, let's now talk about the Apple iPad. Yes, there are lots of Android tablets available, and if you're interested in one of those, I encourage you to research them, as I'm sure there are lots of deals available. But the vast majority of pilots I encounter use iPhones and iPads, so I'm going to talk just about iPad tablets. I've looked at a number of Black Friday deals for iPads, and I want to steer you away from most, but not all of them. So most Black Friday deals you'll find for iPads are being offered by retailers who are using them just to get you in the store, where hopefully you'll buy some other things while you're picking up the iPad that they've offered. And since the retailer isn't getting any discount from Apple and the discount is coming out of their pocket, they'll typically just discount low-end iPads. And the lowest cost iPads are the Wi-Fi only versions, which do not include a built-in GPS. So let me repeat. If you're buying an iPad for use in an airplane, you don't want the Wi-Fi only version because it doesn't include a GPS and it can't show you what your position is on a moving map. And that's one of the major reasons that you'd want an iPad in the cockpit anyway, so you can see where you are. So trust me on this, you really want to buy one of the more expensive versions of the iPad, which includes something, it'll say something like plus cellular, plus LTE. These versions do have a GPS and they will show you where you're located while you're flying. Now you might think, oh, since it's the cellular version of the iPad, I'm going to have to buy a data plan for that. That's a monthly subscription. I'm going to have to pay for every month, but that's not necessarily true. You can often buy an iPad with cellular capability, but not buy the data plan for that data transfer. So you might want to be careful if you buy from one of the cell phone carriers like Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, as they might require you to put it on a monthly data plan to get the discount they're offering on the iPad. But if you already have a cell phone plan, you may find it's relatively inexpensive to add an iPhone to your existing account. For example, Verizon will let you add your tablet to your existing iPhone cellular plan for an additional $10 a month. So on Black Friday, you're going to see iPad deals at Costco, Best Buy, and other major stores, but these deals are for Wi-Fi only iPads, and you don't want these. Now, I have found a few places that are discounting the cellular versions of the iPad, and I've put links to these in the show notes. These include MacMall.com, which is offering $30 off all their iPads with cellular. The least expensive model is the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, which sells for $779, but is $749 after a $30 rebate. A B&H Photo has discounts that range from $30 off up to $130 off on iPads with cellular. The least expensive one is a 9.7-inch early 2018 version with 32 gigabytes and 4G LTE. It lists for $459, and with $30 off on Black Friday brings it down to $429. On the high end, B&H Photo has a 10.5-inch iPad Pro 512 gigabyte model with 4G LTE. It lists for $1,129, and the $130 off on Black Friday brings it down to $999. Both of these say the offer ends on Sunday, November 25th at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. There are also some iPad deals from wireless carriers. So, for example, Verizon, if you buy a new iPhone, they'll offer you a 9.7-inch iPad with LTE for $99 at checkout when you sign up for a 2-year contract. Sprint's also offering an iPad 6th generation 32 gigabyte iPad for $4.17 per month for 24 months. And if you buy a new iPhone at the same time as the iPad, that is, if you buy both, you'll get a bonus $50 prepaid MasterCard. Now, I've looked at T-Mobile and AT&T Black Friday deals, and they don't appear to have any iPad offers. And finally, to wrap up all the deals for this episode, Apple released their Black Friday Specials webpage just as I started to record this show. And here's what they're offering for iPad purchases this weekend only. They're offering an Apple Store gift card of up to $100 when you buy select iPad models. Now, the fine print says customers can receive an Apple Store gift card with the purchase of select Apple products. Offer is valid at Apple Store locations on apple.com and by calling 1-800-MY-APPLE for purchases on November 23rd through the 26th, 2018, subject to the terms and conditions. Now, if you buy a 10-inch iPad Pro, I'll just give you a couple examples from Apple. It will cost you $779 for their 64-gigabyte version, $929 for the 256-gigabyte version, and $1,129 for the 512-gigabyte version. And at the top of that page, it says that you will receive $100 in gift cards. They also say that you can get a $50 gift card if you buy the 9.7-inch iPad with 32 gigabytes that sells for $459, or the 128 gigabyte version for $559. Or they'll sell you an iPad Mini 4 with 128 gigabytes for $529. And of course, these are all if you go direct to apple.com. And that's it. Please let me know if you like this show and if I should do it again next year. And I apologize for not getting it out earlier in the day on Friday. I was recording at 1:30 a.m. and I was just making too many mistakes. So I went to bed to get a good night's sleep. So the show went out later than I would have liked. But hopefully it'll still help you save a few dollars. And if you found it helpful, please send me a note and let me know. And if you want to send a small thank you to the show, go out to our Patreon page at aviationnewstalk.com/awesome and become a Patreon supporter by setting up a credit card to send us a few dollars every month. And if you do, you'll get a couple of emails every week from me with various interesting stories. And for example, Patreon members all received an email with details on all of these Black Friday specials shortly after this show was uploaded. And if you think that someday you might buy a new or slightly used Cirrus, please contact me now so I can arrange a free demo flight if you're considering a new Cirrus and help you understand the many factors, not all of which are obvious, in buying a new versus a slightly used Cirrus. I specialize in Cirrus and work with people around the world. Until next time, fly safely, have fun, and keep the blue side up. So you can use it to fly straight to a waypoint of your choice or to find the nearest airport if you need to land quickly. You can also view your flight path in relation to nearby. You can also view your flight path. Plus, there's a prop filter to remove the propeller. Plus, there's a prop filter to remove the propeller blur from the video, as opposed to the blur in my mouth.